This is a Headgum podcast.
Hello and welcome to Perfect Person, the show where I'm perfect and you're a person. And 2 weeks ago, I became a daddy. And I'm sitting here with my lovely wife and the mother of my child, Sarah Bonsignore. Sarah, hello.
Hello, I'm the Zmommy.
You're the Zmommy. Is there a Zombie? From Zaddy to Zombie feels like a good children's book that we should absolutely be releasing.
It sounds like a zombie, though, which is what I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Sure.
Yeah.
Now, we just had a baby.
Yes.
Fucking awesome.
So crazy.
Yeah.
Weird.
And how do you feel? What's your impulse? Your gut impulse? Like, how do you feel unilaterally? Go.
Tired.
Yeah, me too. Same.
Like shell-shocked.
Shell-shocked for sure.
Yeah.
Let's get some words out there on the vision board. I feel shell-shocked. I feel psyched. Like, I think there are parts that I'm excited about.
Yeah.
There's a weird like you prepare for the baby and you're like, what you're preparing for is a sort of like dream sequence where he's like being really cute and you see him and I look at you and we have that.
Yeah.
And that does exist. But then there's like large swaths in between where we're just really tired.
Yeah. No, I'll be honest right now. I think like
Big yawn. Big yawn. Start the episode off with a big yawn.
Everyone strap in.
That's right.
Yeah, it's just like work too. It's like labor.
Yeah, that is labor.
It's labor, you know? And like I worked as a nanny in my life before, but now it's like everyone's like, it's different with your own kids. I don't know. It kind of still feels like labor.
It does feel like labor. You know what I'll say?
What?
There's excuse me.
Ew.
A level of it is I feel like I should have been interviewed for the position.
Yes.
But we just got it.
But I would have nailed the interview.
You think?
Yeah, but I showed up for the job and I was like, wait,
we got hired.
I got hired and I have to learn on the job.
No, I agree with that. Which is
I usually copy the other person. So I'm literally like messaging every mom I know being like, how the freak did you do it?
Yeah.
And Miles,
you can curse.
I'm a mom now.
Yeah.
I don't curse. Thank you.
Do you think that we're going to become clean?
No.
Yeah. I don't think so either.
I already thought when the baby was born, I would be like I'm so blissful and I'm a mommy now and I'm already still me.
Yeah, no.
I'm already still like, this is hard.
I'm the same way. I'm still me and I feel like I didn't get any smarter for having a baby.
No.
Like we're not, which I think that's actually a common misconception. People have a baby and they're like, so grateful for little baby Cristiano Ronaldo for popping into our lives, like, you know, our little soybean. And I think that...
Let's be clear, we are grateful.
No, I'm psyched. He's really cute. And I think he's going to be a really cool guy. But right now he's like a goblin. A goblin that leaches you dry of your nectar.
He's a blob that like eats me like my boob all day. But it is funny when he latches towards your boob, it's like a monster.
It's really heinous. What he really
he's just really like
He's like, yeah. Or so like he's trying to take a shit really hard sometimes and he's just like, yeah. Like he's making all these noises. And that part is really kind of funny. There's a lot of funny, wonderful moments. I think that the part that's like it's just the tired part that really gets you going. Like we are running on lack of sleep because a lot of people don't know this, and maybe they did, and we're dumb for like not really putting it into context. But you got to feed the thing every 3 hours.
I knew it. I just was like, yeah, it's hard, whatever. Like I stayed up late studying final exams, but I suppose I was like on Adderall doing that.
Yeah, and by the thing I mean my son.
Yeah.
My son Julian.
Yeah, we have to stop calling him thing.
Right now he feels like a little creature.
He is a little creature.
He will have like complex thoughts one day and he'll be like, orange juice is like kind of a good idea. Like he'll have sort of things like that.
That's a complex thought.
Yeah, orange juice is a good idea. Like what about other types of juice could we make?
Yeah,
like,
super complex.
You know what I mean?
He's brilliant.
He'll be brilliant.
Yeah.
But right now he just sort of is like, I shit, I sleep.
Yeah.
I love, eating. And that's kind of it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of great in a way. But I do love you more than ever.
No, you said you love him immediately, though.
Well, I want to be clear about this. I loved him immediately, for sure. But I love you even more. Like both of them increased.
Yeah, this will switch one day.
I don't think so. He's fine.
We'll see.
We like hang out all the time.
You'll see. If you were to if the zombie attack, you save the son, you don't save me, right?
That's a good question. And I'm going to be canceled for this. If a zombie attacked, who do I save?
The child.
I guess child. But he's easy to just kind of latch into a little like Bjorn. And
and
I save you too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's really, really sweet and cute.
He's a good sleeper. And we're like this, and he's a pretty good sleeper. It's just waking up like every... Yeah. And Miles is honestly being a rock star. He's handling everything for me because I had a C-section and I couldn't move for a bit.
Yeah, I think we'll get it more into I'm like getting emotional. I think that we'll get more into how the process of the birth a little bit later and the get real.
Yeah.
Because it was kind of intense.
It was really intense.
Well, not kind of. It was really fucking intense.
Pretty scary.
It was scary and really intense, and everybody's healthy and he's super healthy now, and that's great. But it was like a wild, I can't believe that we're here and able, when it would happened, when the birth was in process, I was like, I'm never going to be able to do a podcast about this.
I know. And we are trauma bonded now.
Yeah. Because it was so wild. So yeah, we're sort of doing okay. He's really cute.
He's super cute. Obviously he's a baby, we're just sleep deprived. And I think it's just a shock to your system that no one talks about is that it's not seamless into being mom and dad.
I don't feel like a parent at all.
Yeah, I feel like myself, except now I'm tired and I have this little thing that relies on me.
Yeah.
So I'm still all the pressures and all the things I normally have. And now I'm like, oh my God, but I don't feel different in that way, but I know we are different.
I think there's a certain assumption of wisdom. I was telling my dad this. Where I was like, I want to tell people that I have a son because I'm proud of it, but I don't want them to think that I think that I'm smarter for doing it.
I'm too tired to worry about what people are thinking.
That's absolutely fair. Well, I just I don't know. I think that there is a presumed people are like, I have this child and therefore there is sort of a, I now know things that you can't know until. And I think that the truth is that we had the child and I still don't know.
Yeah. And the more you learn, the less you know kind of thing.
Yeah. Right.
So we're just... two idiots that had a baby.
Two idiots that have a baby. I think I also something that brings me joy is or not joy, when I'm anxious in the middle of the night being is he going to burst into flames for no reason?
Yeah.
I think about all the dumb people who have had children and they turned out fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We are on edge.
We're on edge for sure.
Any noise, Miles is looking up.
Yeah, he's like, okay. And I'm up, sitting straight up, my heart's racing, looking at him, making sure he's not dead.
Yeah.
But yeah, that part, I think that anxiety just kind of continues for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty anxiety inducing.
Yeah, the anxious part is just there's a little creature and he's so sweet.
I think as more and more as we get into the world with him, it'll be exciting, because you're kind of holed up inside, just being we have to keep this being alive. But, we took him to the coffee shop, we took him to the park, and having him part of our lives. And you finally put the Bjorn on, which you were nervous about.
I was nervous about Bjorn, but then I was able to rock him in the Bjorn and that was cool.
Yeah, because it's how does this thing not fall out?
Well, that part stresses me out still.
I know. You've been more anxious than I've seen you with the baby.
Yeah. It's a baby.
You've been extra anxious.
Well, yeah, for sure.
We went on a walk.
I have
we went to Echo Park.
Anxiety.
And you do. We went on a walk and you guys, he checked if the baby was alive every 30 seconds.
My stress level's never been higher.
He was sleeping the whole walk.
Okay, don't act like you weren't also stressed.
I was also nervous, but when he's sleeping, it's scary because they just look in and out alive.
Deep asleep.
Yeah.
He's so deep asleep.
So you would just grab his feet and wake him up.
Toes,
You're just pinching his toes the entire walk. You were walking so fast in front of everyone.
No, our child's brain development's going to be lessened because when he's in a deep REM cycle, I'm pinching his toes to check that he's alive. Yeah. No, that I think the part is cool. Once you leave your house and you're oh, he's in a little stroller and we're taking him to the coffee shop or we're he's doing different things. That part is really nice.
Yeah.
Because it makes it feel and there's nothing really stopping us from doing that kind of thing other than the fact that he has to feed a lot. But I'm excited also to get him in a little Bjorn and go to the coffee shop with my friends too. Where it's I feel I'm doing things that I would have done before, but I'm bringing our child with us to give him a whole cool experience. There's this whole thing that the mommy blog, which by the way, burned down the mommy blogs, but there's a whole thing that they say where it's you're supposed to spend a lot of time alone?
No, I think that's like one method. There's like a zillion methods.
There's a zillion ways to
it's
do
just
it.
like 40 days. The first 40 days of birth, you are with just the child and the parents.
No, that's not our vibe.
No, but some people, hey,
do whatever works for you.
Yeah.
No. My point's not to
I would feel isolated. I already have felt isolated. I needed like lots of visitors, but not a lot of people feel that way.
Yeah. I think that we're just so social and we like to bring everybody in.
Yeah.
That we're like, bring our friends over. Like
a concern I have right now is what TV do I watch while I'm breastfeeding all day?
Well, so we were getting really into Nashville. We watched the first season of Nashville and it was soapy and fun. And I didn't care if I walked out of the room and missed 2 episodes.
I loved Nashville. I watched it when it came out. I love it so much. And I was so glad to share that with you and our new son.
We did share that. And that was nice. And our son's going to have a Southern accent because of it. He's going to come out.
Connie Britton, unstoppable.
Yeah. There's a lot of the surprising. Honestly, I sort of figured this, but there's a surprising amount of downtime. I think that it's just that there is, it comes in intense waves and then there's downtime, but that is true 24 hours a day.
Yeah, you're on though.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you're like, I have this person, it's
like an hour on, 2 hours off, but that's 24 hours a day.
Yeah, you never know.
And it gets easier too. We have, I think that that's the whole thing is a baby is an investment.
Yeah.
Because eventually he's going to be able to like run around and scream and like make jokes. And that's really exciting.
I heard a toddler is harder than a newborn.
I think it will be harder, but I think we'll be able to be like, oh, he's like,
at least we can talk to him.
We can like talk to him a little bit, which we talk to him now, but he doesn't respond. He doesn't know English yet. I know it's really rude. It's like, I'm talking to you. No, but I think that eventually it'll be fun because you'll be able to be like, hey, Julian, like, do you want breakfast? And he'll be like, breakfast. He'll just sort of say stuff.
That's your image of our kid.
Yeah.
Breakfast. Sounds really demanding.
I know. Yeah, maybe.
I was hoping he'd more be like, breakfast, please.
You think he's going to be like he's going to be British. We are raising our son to be British.
Yes.
Which has been really nice.
We speak British in the household.
We only speak with accents.
Inside the house, it's British.
Hey, excuse me, can you take your shoes off before you enter? And also, we're doing a British baby.
Yeah. Outside of the house, whatever accent you like, but inside British.
Yeah, exactly.
I think when you talk about an investment, that's what I'm trying to focus on and be like little goals and be like, okay, then I'll be able to read with him and, he'll be able to make jokes with me and I'll be able to teach him these things.
Exactly.
And, stuff that you think about when you're pregnant and you're like, oh my God, we'll have all these things. But right now you're just like trying to keep this human being that's so small alive.
He doesn't even really feel like, he feels like a Benjamin Button. He doesn't feel like a human being at all.
Yeah, no, he's like this alien. And
to be like, oh, this little thing, like Pokemon evolves into a human adult is really weird.
It's so strange. And you're like, how do you get that to this? And you're trying to comprehend it, but you're just like, you just have to keep you alive. So it's so exhausting. And then you're just like, when can we talk?
I know. Also, babies are so the same as other babies, I feel like.
Yeah.
Like
you could have switched it, would never have known.
We'd never know. We were baby snatched.
Yeah.
But I think that's, like there's not really a distinctive personality that he has yet because he's still just like a little kind of guy.
He's going to listen to this one day and be like, that's so rude.
That's so rude. I had a full-fledged personality and at 2 weeks old or whatever.
He is only 2 weeks old, which is just wild.
We were trying to like do a deep structured plan the other day. We were like, oh, like what if we like because we were trying to get him to sleep, in an appropriate way. And that allows us to sleep. And our friend was like, oh yeah. So like, you could do this, do this. How old is he? We're like 2 weeks. And she was like, oh, you guys just need to relax. Like there's nothing.
Relax? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
What?
No, I'm trying to get a sleep plan together. Before I was like, oh, people with sleep plans, that's ridiculous. They're a newborn, you just have to, now I'm like, give me that sleep plan. How do we figure this out? And right now I'm just an udder that's trying to survive.
I know. Yeah,
I honestly don't know how long I'm going to breastfeed.
That's fine. You don't need to do anything.
It's really hard. I thought it was going to be so like angelic and like, and your tits, I'm going to say it.
She's going to say tits, guys.
I'm going to say tits and
strap in.
No one's going to stop me.
That's right.
They hurt. And they're like huge. If you're watching the video, you can probably see.
If you're watching the video, check out my wife's tits.
They're massive. It's like watermelons.
Yeah.
And then you're like, I don't even feel attached to them at this point. They do feel like udders because you're like shoving it in the baby's mouth.
No, it's real
You're
wild.
like, get in there, like, and you're I feel like disassociated from them.
Yeah, never have I more been like deeply aware that we're mammals.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. And I'm like, how do people do this for years? And I know it's just easier for some, or some people are just like, it gets hard and it gets good. And I'm like, what if I just stop? I think I'm just going to try to get to like 6 weeks and do a check-in, but 2 months is my goal.
That's fine. Do whatever.
That's all I can do. I'm sorry.
There was a funny, there was a tweet or something that was this woman being like, my breastfed son just got a face tattoo at 26. Like, he used the formula.
Yeah. I
thought that was funny.
What? So you don't like face tattoos?
No, I'm not saying that. And I think Post Malone has some tasteful work done. No, face tattoos are good. What if Julian gets a face tattoo? We just can't control him. He's going to be wild. And
Miles, I just need to worry about tomorrow. I cannot think about his face tattoos.
Well, I applied him to business school, but he can just do it. He can just do it in between like breastfeeding sessions.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, my love, the people need our help. And now that we have sort of...
Oh, we're so wise.
We're so wise now because we somehow... Because we had sex like 9 months ago. Mm-hmm. And that makes us smart. And we have a son now. Mm-hmm. And yeah. Well, when do you think you're going to be able to be comfortable being like, I'm a mother? No?
Ew. No, I'm kidding.
I know. I was thinking about the same thing. Like the idea of me being like, well, I'm a father, actually. I'm a father of one. It feels I guess we
just have to say now, I'm a mom.
It feels performative to me.
No, it just feels like it just feels like we're not there yet.
No. There's something
we are though. We are.
I think there's a lot more things that are like interesting about me.
You say that now.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's one of, it's kind of like those Dove commercials. Like, I am a mom and also an artist. I am not just a mom.
Well, our son's going to grow up and his father's going to be a podcast producer. Like Julian's first podcast is going to be when he was young.
Yeah, we're going to really sell him out.
Well, I could get him into the podcast game. Yeah. Somebody commented on the Instagram. They were like, I can't wait for Julian's first true crime podcast.
Oh, yeah.
He'll be a little true crime journalist.
That would be wonderful.
At 6.
I would love a 6-year-old investigating bloody crimes.
He was decapitated. Yeah, that is funny. But anyway, my love, people are calling in and they need help.
I want to help them.
And
as there's mommy. As
always, mommy and daddy are here to help.
Yes.
Get your mommy and daddy kinks ready because we're about to answer the phones.
This udder has some advice.
Absolutely. We are sleep deprived and we are here with wisdom to give to the people.
Mm-hmm. And I've had a couple hours of sleep, 3 hours?
It was not much that I had as well. And now we're here and I'm ready to rock. Now, here's what I'll say. Yeah. If you like the show, please remember to rate and subscribe it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever the hell. And if you love the show, consider joining the Patreon, where we have an extended version of this episode, as well as all the other episodes, and an exclusive show called Perfect Person Platinum. That's the masterclass in flawlessness that's going to get you there. Yes. Now, Sarah, let's get to the phone lines. This caller is calling about someone who said, I love you during the deed. Sex, Sarah.
Intercourse.
Okay. Which we know all about. Because we had a baby.
Yeah, that's true. And only that.
And that's the only time we ever did. And I want people to know that we did the deed. And our child is a great...
I don't like you calling it the deed.
The deed.
I don't like it.
Our child is the promise that we bone.
No, I don't.
Every time you see a baby, you need to be thinking about those people that they did.
No, I'm still associating sex with like love and joy.
Yeah.
And then like... babies after that. I don't see a baby and I think sex.
I think somebody fucked a year ago.
I'm thinking. Okay.
Somebody fucked close to 10 months ago.
The last thing on my mind is their parents having.
When you say baby, I go, ew. That baby, like, I'm just like, oh, that's like these people had sex and that created that.
That's bizarre.
Let's talk about it. Here we go.
The deed.
Hi, Miles. I would have called you earlier, but I just got back from a man's house who told me last night that he thinks he's falling in love with me as we're doing the deed.
Whoa. So someone in the throes of passion said I love you.
Sometimes when you're about to hit that O, you say crazy things.
Oh my God.
What?
Yeah, hit that O.
Sorry. I'm sorry.
Hit that O is so much more sexual than the deed.
I'm sorry. I was just, how else do I say it? Like,
you're a mother now. You can't.
I'm sorry. Yeah, and I said oh.
Hit that
okay,
O.
fine. You know, when you're about to have an orgasm, sometimes you want to say I love you. You want to.
I don't think
things.
I've ever done that like as it being the first time though. That's like, you know what I mean?
No, but you've thought it. I bet.
That's interesting. Have I thought it?
Yeah, even like with someone, because you're getting all those like chemical rushes.
Yeah, you're getting like chemical rush. It's a chemical I love you. It's like you can't be responsible for what you say in the throes of passion.
Can't be held responsible.
That's right. Oh, well, let's call this person.
She was touching me.
Everybody knows that I've been getting that money and I love to have cash and I love to spend it. And I more than that love to save it. Now, I'm about to tell you a sort of perfect person life hack that's going to get you cash that you could have otherwise been having before now. Now, it's Rocket Money, baby. Rocket Money, formerly known as Truebill, is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. So essentially, you plug this thing into your bank account and baby, it's going to tell you what you're spending, specifically what subscription services that you have that you may have forgotten about. I've been using this for a while and I found it immensely helpful, mostly just because the cost of using Rocket Money immediately was nullified by the amount I was saving on subscriptions that I forgot about that I canceled because of Rocket Money. So for example, Sarah and we were just paying for the same streaming service. Just carte blanche, paying for the same streaming service for no absolute reason. Now, I'm not going to name what it was, but let's just say it was a service that you can watch TV shows on. Rocket Money will quickly and easily identify your subscriptions for you so you can stop paying for the ones you don't want. Simply find the subscription you don't want and press cancel, and Rocket Money will cancel it for you. No more long hold times with customer service or tedious emailing back and forth. Rocket Money makes canceling subscriptions as easy as the click of a button. Over 3 million people have used Rocket Money. Wow, that's a big number. Saving the average person up to $720 a year. Stop throwing your money away, cancel unwanted subscriptions, and manage your expenses the easy way by going to rocketmoney.com/perfectperson. That's rocketmoney.com/perfectperson. rocketmoney.com/perfectperson. Save cash with the power of a missile, nay, a rocket. Oh.
Hello?
Hello, you called Perfect Person because you were boning and someone said, I love you.
Oh my God. Hello.
Hi.
I wasn't expecting you guys to call me.
Absolutely. I'm here with my lovely wife, Sarah.
Hi.
And mother of my child.
Hi.
Oh my gosh, congratulations.
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you so much. Now, tell us about your conundrum here. It seems like you had a spectacular little time, and right as Sarah put it, you were about to hit that O. Someone said, I love you.
Well, I think he was about to hit that O.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So honestly, I've literally called you about this exact situation before. Not
Is it a different guy each time?
No, it was the same.
Oh.
But it wasn't because he said it. It's just a confusing situation.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Okay, give it to us.
So we have been seeing each other for probably about 5 months, and it wasn't right after, but it was soon after I got out of a really long relationship, so he knew I wasn't necessarily looking for something super serious.
Gotcha.
And I also am going to be going to school soon, which is not here, so I'm going to be away from here, but we've been boning
Nice.
quite regularly, on a regular basis.
Gotcha.
And we've been casual, and I've been liking that. That's like good for me. But we know we're exclusive, like, which is such a fucking annoying thing to say. It's like, oh, my exclusive like situationship.
So you're casual.
So you're casual,
but exclusive.
but you're exclusive.
Yeah. as annoying as it is. Yeah. But
Interesting. So it's casual feelings wise, but the way the law has panned out is that it's only with each other.
Yeah, exactly. Also, I'm shocked. I was going to call you.
Yeah.
Because I saw that you posted about it about an hour ago or 2 hours ago, but I was at his house and I was like, holy fuck. I was like, holy fuck. Like, I can't, obviously, but I wanted to so bad.
Yeah.
So basically I came over and, you know, we got to it pretty soon.
For sure. Business as usual.
Yeah, business as usual. And pretty soon, and he uses his words. Let's just say that. Like, he talks a lot.
He's a dirty talker.
No, he's a communicative lover.
He's a lover who loves to communicate.
I love a communicative
and we love
lover.
to see that.
And I love that. Yeah, I'm a Gemini. I love to talk, but he was just like, "You're so beautiful," and I was just like, "Well, yeah, whatever. Like, that's nice. Like,
yeah,
whatever." But soon after, he goes, because that's the reason it's so complicated. Is it wasn't just like out of nowhere, like crazy.
Yeah.
It was like he was just saying, he's like, I'm thinking like some crazy things right now, like, or I'm feeling some crazy things right now, like I'm thinking some crazy things right now. And at first I didn't say anything to that until he like repeated it again. And I was like, tell me.
No, at least it wasn't like, you know, aliens are allergic.
I'm feeling some crazy shit right now. Like maybe the government is just fucking like enslaving the people.
I feel like I've had sex with that guy.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking crazy stuff right now,
you
man.
Think the chemtrails are controlling us?
Yeah, right there. Also, have you ever thought about Marilyn Monroe? The FBI did it, man.
Literally just, I like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So he goes, I'm thinking some crazy things, and then he repeats himself. And so I'm like, okay, he really wants like me to respond. I know, but it's like, he repeats it, and then I'm like, tell me. And then he goes very like slowly and carefully, like not in a rushed manner. He was like, I think I'm falling in love with you.
Aww.
That's kind of sweet.
And I was like, I know, and that's how I feel too.
Oh.
So
did you say thank you?
Did you say thank you or I love you?
My response was, because we're literally, this is like to make note of, this is my first ever casual relationship. Like I've only been in serious relationships.
It doesn't sound so casual to me.
By the way, this is not casual. This is not a casual.
Yeah, I love it. This is casual.
This is like casual. Like you're like under the sheets, and he's like, "I think I'm falling in love with you." Meanwhile, Sarah and I are thinking about the casual relationships we had that were like business.
I had sex in a van in Greenpoint.
What you're describing is a relationship, first of all, but also, what did you say?
Oh, God.
Yeah,
what did you say to
him?
him?
My seat.
So like I'm in the middle of this, and then he says, I think I'm falling in love with you. And I go, I think I said what? Or like, really? And then he was like, yeah. And then he straight up said to me, I love you.
Oh,
that's great.
Yeah. And then what did you say?
Like he doubled down.
He doubled down, and then what did you say?
Yeah, what did you say?
I honestly like don't remember. Like I think I might have started to say it and then like trailed off. Because like after he said that, we just kind of like embraced and like, you know, moved on. But I like, there are definitely like feelings for this guy. Okay, Miles. Okay, yeah. Sarah. Like there's definitely feelings.
Right, but you're not there yet.
The reason I need advice. Well, it's like, it's a lot. And we've been casual, like very casual, but I trust it's like, it's not a bad thing to hear at all times, but as I like reflected on it more, the reason I've been called is because I just need advice on like what to do like now. Like where is it something to like talk about? Is it something he's not going to want to talk about? Like I just don't really know.
Yeah, well, I think
what my response should be.
I think that in a way, saying I love you is the dirtiest talk of all. That
so real, Miles.
That you know
so
what I mean?
Base.
So he said, "I love you" in the throes of passion. I think that there is sort of a different universe of stuff you say that you can't like take it to the court of law and be like, well, you said this. Because it's like during sex, you could say anything and it would not necessarily be.
I feel like he means it.
He definitely does mean it. But I think that like there's a difference
you guys
between.
Think so?
Yeah, he definitely means it.
Yeah, because he took nerves. When I was trying to say it to Miles, I was like, oh my God.
She like baited me into saying it first, really. Sarah was
right, exactly.
Sarah was like, well, a friend of ours said this thing, and that was the thing that I think that I feel. And I was like, oh, I love you.
What you're talking about
No. Our friend Alan said,
like, which by the way,
like a month ago before was just like, or like a couple weeks before, would be like, if you guys fall in love, that would be the worst.
Oh yeah, this.
And
was
so I was trying to tell him all night, but it's so embarrassing to say.
Like so bad.
Yeah, and it's so hard to say.
If that was true.
Yeah, it's hard to say I love you first. It feels weird coming out of your mouth. It's so vulnerable.
We had not been dating that
so
long.
So hard.
Too.
No, it was 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I tried that night over tacos. I couldn't do it that morning. And then I was like, that thing that Alan said, I think that might be true.
And I said, yeah, I love you. Or
and
like,
then I was like, oh, phew.
And you're like, I love you too.
That's so sweet.
But it was really hard to say. But I think he definitely meant it because he's like, he was building up and he was like nervous.
Yeah.
But you, like, if you're on your way there, but you're not feeling it, like what, you just are on your way. So I think it's appropriate to say it back, if you're not there yet, but like see where it goes. But you're wondering, do you have a conversation with him? Is that it?
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at is like it, which I'm like I said, I'm a communicative person. Like I like to, like, I'm like, let's touch base on this, but it's like, more so just because I need to know, like what happened to hello? Like, where was like the start of this?
Well,
and, like,
the next time you have sex, I feel like just be like, spank me, be really dirty. Just go the exact opposite. Go
if you're trying to chill it down.
Yeah, just
be like, we can say anything in here. You say aloud,
right? Wouldn't it be so crazy?
Yeah. If, I wish you were a lizard person.
Yeah,
literally.
I'm thinking crazy things right now.
Crazy shit right now. Somebody better stop me.
So the time before this, because to be honest, like he's been very, like I've noticed, like he's been applying a little bit more pressure, like maybe over like the last month.
Yeah.
Like it's been a little bit more like not like I'm in a corner. That makes it sound like he's like a really fucked up person, but it's like, cause I do like him, but I can tell he's been like anxious, but also like slightly possessive, but also like nervous. And the last time that we hooked up, he said this, he didn't say I love you, but he was like, I'm like thinking crazy things right now. Like you have like my whatever. And so I was like, what? Like, tell me. And then what did he say? He was like, I've never felt this way before. He just kept saying that last time. He was like, I've never felt this way before.
He's just falling hard.
And
I didn't know how to respond.
He's falling hard.
Yeah.
Well, I think
what'd you say?
He's just falling hard.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But that's not a bad thing. Like, it seems like if you're, okay, first of all, let's be real here. You're in a relationship with this person. If you're exclusively cooking up and you're saying shit like this and the sex is banging, then like you're in a relationship.
Yeah,
like what else is there? Like you don't need to meet this person's parents to be in a relationship. Just acknowledge what it is. I think that it's more of a mental game of being like, I'm not in a relationship and quote unquote, this is casual, right? Like that may be true, but it sounds like you care about this person too. Now, that being said, he said this thing to you. He hasn't confronted it to you in the cold light of day. So you can take your time a little bit before you respond. But now's the time when
that makes me feel good.
Now's the time when you kind of figure out what you're going to say. Because he's in hard and you don't want to toy with that.
This is like code red. Like, like I know that he's probably thinking about this more than I am, so that gives me like a little bit of clarity.
Oh, poor guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I don't want him to be like, anxious or like shameful because
that.
that's not your cross to bear. Like being anxious and trying to figure it out is just kind of the way it works.
Yeah, and just see how it goes, because maybe you love him, maybe you don't. I don't know.
Yeah. But I would say that like you don't need to think that he needs to respond to this right away, but I think you should think about it and like respond within the week.
What do I? That's
do you love this
what's
person?
fucking with me.
Do you love him?
Yeah.
Okay, then say you love him.
Oh, you do? Oh.
Which,
what are we talking about? Let's
what
hang
are we
up the
talking about
phone.
there?
You love him.
It's in the air. And let me tell you
goodbye.
what. Goodbye. It's also, love is not a contract. Saying you love somebody isn't like, I'm going to marry you. It's just one of the parts of the things.
Yeah,
if
that's
you feel
how I
it,
feel.
If you feel it, you got to say it. And you can also be like, I love you. This is what I'm interested in having right now.
And then you don't have to be in love forever.
All you have to know is that you love the person. And then the rest of the stuff you can like figure out as you go. But like, it's not a contract. You're not locking in yourself forever. And like, if stuff changes, stuff changes. But you respond to the situation now as it is. Don't worry that you're going to regret something later. And don't worry that like, it's not the right time. If it feels like you love this person, you have to communicate that to them. And I believe that.
That's like very, very helpful.
Yeah, I'm glad. Well,
yeah, love is good. Love is
good. Love is really good.
I wish I said it more to more people because I was like scared and I was like, it's hard. But like I fell in love with a lot of people.
Sure, me too, by the way. I mean, because it's like,
really?
Yeah, no, yeah. Name them. Okay.
Who, Miles?
Who are these fucking sickos?
I can say that,
perverts?
not you.
That's
okay,
right.
you love me, and that's it.
And that's it.
You are the
mother
father of my child. How dare you have loved anyone else? But I have loved many.
You're the only. Sarah has loved many. I've only loved her.
You know who you are out there. Maybe you don't know.
Maybe you're listening to this show right now.
And I love you. I loved you.
But love is good, and I don't want you to be afraid, and you're deluding yourself into thinking you're in a casual relationship, and that's also okay. But tell me,
you're in a casual.
But by the way,
I'm doing quotes.
Don't get scared about that.
Yeah,
it just
cares?
is, you care.
You
care. That's okay.
Yeah,
it's good to care.
And it's okay to care. I feel like we were in like a nonchalant war for a little bit.
Yeah, no.
Do you guys think this is like not the conversation to have over text, though?
No, definitely not.
No.
But by the way, you can just be like, by the way, when you said your crazy stuff the other day, I mean, I feel the same way. And he could be like, oh, what are you talking about? Are you talking about when I said the thing about the chemtrails? And you're like, no, I'm talking about when you said the thing about loving me. I feel the same way. And he might be like there's a thing that's not going to happen that might be in your anxious like mind. He's definitely not going to be like, oh, I was just saying that because we were
kidding.
fucking.
Yeah, I was just kidding.
He's going to be like, oh.
I would be like,
that'd be mean. That'd be awful.
It'd be so horrible.
It'd be a funny joke.
It'd be a funny joke, but he's not
so funny.
So funny.
So funny.
Anyway, get out there and tell this person you love them. And thanks for calling in.
Everyone say you love them.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you guys
You're
so
welcome.
much.
No problem. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Bye. Love is in the air, Sarah.
I love you.
I love you too. I feel like we do a good job of telling all our friends we love them too.
You gotta.
You gotta. Stuff happens. You gotta tell people you love them.
You gotta say you love it.
Yeah.
Each other.
And I think especially that's true. I think that's less hard for female friendships. If you're a dude out there, tell your male friends you love them.
I tell your friends I love them.
I know, and you should. But you should like, I think that like that is something that's less common that I'm proud that like me and my boys have started doing more and more.
I know you do. You should.
Because you should. You should tell people how you care about them.
You can love infinite amounts, man.
Of course.
Man. Just love everyone.
Just fucking love, man. Have you ever told someone that you love them and they said no? Or they were like, I don't know, I have to think about it?
No, because I didn't take risks like that.
Yeah, I never did too.
Because it's too scary.
Never. Unless I was sure. I'd be like, by the way, I love you.
And everyone said it back?
Yeah. So they fucking rock. No, but because it's just, I wouldn't have said it. Same thing with like, I've never tried to kiss someone and they've pulled away because I've never done it unless I was sure.
I've pulled away.
Yeah, I bet you have. You're like, that's totally different though. I feel like the roles are flipped.
No, I pulled away and
everybody's trying to kiss you, I bet.
No, I felt bad.
You felt bad? You shouldn't feel bad. You don't have to feel bad.
No, I mean, look, I felt bad because, you don't, I don't like rejecting people. They weren't doing it with malintent.
No, but they were just trying to get that good Peterson. And by the way, I won.
Yeah, you won.
I won, baby.
Yeah, you have to stay up all night with a baby.
That's okay, though.
Hey,
at least we have
chicken.
Fun. We were talking about that, though. This is something we could talk about with the baby thing.
Uh-huh.
It would suck unless you really like loved the person.
Oh my God. Since having a baby, sorry guys, I'm so tired.
Big yawn.
Since having a baby, I've never been more pro
choice.
Yeah, because like it is
100%.
so fucking hard.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine if you didn't want to have a baby and doing this.
Or like if
we
you
really wanted to have a baby and it's so hard.
And it's still really difficult. But that's the thing is like, even if you didn't want to, if you were only like, I guess I'll just have it. It would be it's so like
so hard,
so time consuming and tiring that like it would break you. It just, you have to be 1,000,000% sure.
And maybe everyone's different, and maybe I'm like a little wuss, but I'm finding it hard.
I think it's actually, I think I said this, I don't know if I said this before, but being a new parent is like embracing all the cliches, because it's such a common difficulty that a lot of people go through. Like a lot of people become parents. It's like a very common thing. So when you become a parent, you were just like, oh, I get it. Like all this shit that people said that was a cliche that I was kind of like, oh, that's like trite. You're like, no, I feel that way.
Yeah, exactly.
I do feel like so tired. I do feel so, in love with this little baby.
And in love.
And like, you do feel these wonderful moments.
I feel more in love with you.
No, I feel way more in love with you. I think that it's like
before I was like, man, he's all right.
This guy, I was like, who is she? She's fine, I guess. No, I obviously loved you a lot before, but I think that we feel bonded. We feel closer.
Yeah, I mean,
because you have to be though. Like, can you imagine? Well, I was actually just saying that, even though we, had a little argument just a little bit ago. But
we did just have a little argument,
just a little one. But beyond, but honestly, very small. But beyond that little tiff, we have not had really any arguments, which I feel very grateful for, because I don't know, we're adults, we argue, we're a married couple.
Yeah, we're both stubborn. We're a couple that fights. We're not like we're not like a couple that doesn't fight.
No, definitely not. I think those are the real perverts. The people
those
who don't,
sickos,
those fucking
sickos that don't fight.
We're like over communicators, which I really cherish,
yeah.
because I think that it means that nothing is being like resented and pushed
we're
down.
Flawed.
Very flawed people. But I think that I feel like during this time, we really have been on the same page and very gracious to each other. And I feel very lucky about that. Because I think a lot of people.
See how long this lasts.
Well, it definitely is time bomb. It's stuff stressful. It's like,
no,
I get
I'm just
why
nervous you going back to work, to be honest. I'm so nervous about it.
I know, that part's going to be tough.
Yeah.
But we're going to be fine. It's going to be difficult. I think we're going to try to get a little hired help. Get like a bunch of union workers to. Construction workers come over to us.
I gotta get a job.
Yeah, I know. We're going to be fine. That part does feel, I'm like, oh yeah, we're like, yeah. Like, it was easy to pretend like we were just still kind of kids before. And we still are, but. I mean, I am a kid. If you're a Gen Z and you're listening to this. I'm relatable to you.
I'm like your mom.
All right, let's take another call here, my love.
Hey, Miles and Sarah. My name is Bailey. I'm calling because I have a young coworker that I work with. I'm a bartender at a little upscale Italian place, and she just thinks I hate her, and I try so hard to be nice, but she's just really bad at her job. So I'm just looking for some advice on how to connect with the young people, I suppose. Okay, bye.
How do you guide someone who is bad?
I don't know.
It's a hard thing to do.
It's frustrating.
But I also totally relate to the idea that you want to be liked.
Yeah.
But you also want like people to do things in a way that is good.
Yeah.
Let's give this person a call here. Come on, Bailey.
Hello.
Hi, Bailey. You called perfect person, and we're here to call you back.
Oh, you're kidding.
I'm here with my wife, Sarah.
Hello.
What's up, Sarah? What's up, Miles? Congrats on the baby.
Thank you. So I understand that you have a need to be liked, but also a need for your coworker to do things in a way that is good.
Dude, you're telling me. Yes, that's what I got going on, dude. It's so psycho. So I'm at work right now. If I'm out of breath, it's because I just made like 15 cocktails in a row. But
wow.
Going in the back, I was like, you know what, fellers? I need to take this call.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Oh my God. Okay, we'll make it quick because we know you got to get back to work here. But essentially, tell me what's going on and just like a little brief description.
So I've been working with her for a while now. And every time I come in, she's like super timid. I made her cry, and I feel so bad. I wasn't trying to be mean.
Oh, no.
I was just like, hey, dude, like, I need this, and that done. And I'm trying to just come off like with a better tone. And maybe my tone is off. I don't know. She's super sweet. She's like 16.
Yeah.
And I'm 31. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's a little gal.
Is she a server or a host or something?
Yeah. She's a busser.
She's a busser.
All right, here's the thing.
Yeah.
She's going to learn a lot from you, and she just might be scared. And sometimes you got to cry at work, you know? Like,
yeah, that's a good point. Like sometimes you just have to learn when you're 16. You have to like do things wrong and then get them the right way. And then eventually you learn. But here's what your role in this is. Now, I think it's important that, especially for young people, you teach them in a way that is firm and is strong, but is also compassionate and empathetic to their situation.
Yes.
So if this person messes something up, just be like, hey, how's it going? Like, so here's how I've been doing it. I found that this really works for me. Like, why don't we try this? And also just let me know if this works for you. Like, I think that what people want to hear, even though this isn't true, I've found in almost all things, if you give them just a glimpse, just a little taste of the idea that like, oh, I'm pretty sure that this is how it's done. Like you're giving them, this is 98% probably how it should be done. People take that and they'll embrace it. Because if you tell them like, no, you're wrong, this is it. People don't like that. They don't like to be firmly told you are 100% wrong. What they like is to be told, hey, this is how it probably should be done. I'm pretty sure. And then people will kind of adapt.
You know, so that's the thing is I've tried that.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure you have.
Oh gosh, it's the freaking worst, dude. I feel so bad because every time I work with her now, it's like, it's super awkward because I was like, hey, just so you know, like I was in like your position and I totally understand. I'm not trying to be mean, but she still is like so scared of me. And I really hate that. I don't want her to be scared of me.
Yeah.
You know what? What about the solid compliment sandwich?
I think a compliment sandwich is actually a really good thing for her to eat.
You know, because when I'm 16...
Should I be like, I love your blonde hair?
Yes.
But also you're really...
Literally.
Yes, because you're older, so you're kind of cool and scary, but like... I think when I'm 16, I want to be told that I'm cool. I want to be told that like those little things worked on me then. They work on me now. They're always going to work.
Oh my God. When somebody gives me a compliment, they could, it works on me every time. They're like, hey, you're doing this really well. Here's something you need to work on. And I'm like, oh, absolutely. Copy that. Like, I don't know. I'm not perfect. Like,
I
really
tell her,
force feed the compliment sandwich to this 16-year-old.
You like her Tamagotchi. What are 16-year-olds like?
Yeah, they're still using Tamagotchis. Yeah. Sarah's hasn't updated yet.
Tell her you like their dabbing.
Yeah. But
her dabbing is sick.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it when you dab.
No. I don't know. Honestly, also just like give up on her a little. Like just like be like, she's a kid. She's not gonna be like that good.
She's not gonna be perfect, yeah.
So just like kind of just like be like, oh well.
But I relate to you wanting to be liked because like I remember when I worked at the headphone store, there was this guy who was a huge fucking piece of shit. And I heard that he didn't like me and it like really hurt my feelings. But I knew that like I hated him openly. I just like hated this guy. And he was like, I heard that he was just like, oh yeah, Max doesn't like you. I'll fucking name drop him.
That sucks.
But he like thought he was like a conspiracy theorist, loved Trump, like all this shit. I just really thought he sucked. But to hear that he didn't like me hurt my feelings. And I think that like, what you know what I mean? So I think that in this circumstance, ask her questions too. Just be like, hey, what are you up to? Like, what are you up to this weekend? Like, are you watching anything lately or whatever? Like in the casual moments, ask them.
So I definitely like have been like,
yeah, you're doing the right
your
thing.
Weekend?
Yeah,
and
that's good.
She's so scared of me.
Yeah.
And
she'll get,
and I really do try to like relate. And
she'll get used to it,
I feel so bad for her, honestly. And other coworkers have told me like, man, Grace thinks you're like the scariest person in the world. I'm like, dude, no, I'm not trying to be.
No,
I'm trying to just be a nice feller. And
she's got a lot to learn.
I don't know what else I could do.
She's a kid working at a restaurant. That's like a big deal.
That's a huge deal.
To like work at an upscale restaurant like that when you're 16. Like that's a big deal. So she's just in shock mode.
I think that it's like really for stuff like this too. Like I remember working in a restaurant, you get treated like such shit when you're new. Just don't pass on that method of teaching. Try and do it in your own way, in a way that's slightly more empathetic. But also like it's hard learning new shit like that. Like, it's just any job like that when you're young, it's going to feel really intense. It's going to feel hard. When you mess something up, sometimes you need to hear like, hey, you messed this up and it made things really difficult. Like, you can say that in a way that isn't yelling. I mean, I don't think anyone should ever yell, but it's like, you can be like, hey, you messed this up and like it really inconvenienced me and it affected the customer. That's a way you can say that in a way that is not screaming, that gets to the point. She might feel shitty about it, but that's okay. People can make mistakes, feel bad about them, and then grow, as long as you're not trying to pass on the hurt as a method of like trial by fire. Like, everyone needs to go through the shit in order to emerge. Like, I don't believe that's true. But people can make mistakes, and that's okay.
Oh, dude. You know what? That is wonderful advice.
Awesome. Well,
I think I needed to hear that.
I'm glad that you called in. You get back to work, and thanks so much for giving us a call.
Oh, for sure. Thank you, Miles and Sarah, and congrats on the baby, dude. I just saw the post.
Oh, thank you so much. All right, bye-bye.
I worked at a restaurant when I was 16, and everyone just seems so big.
Oh my God. When you're 16 and you work like a job, it's crazy.
I also was like, I wasn't good either. I just would be like, sorry, I can't come in today. I just didn't know.
You just didn't know. You don't know what it's like.
Because you're like, sorry, I couldn't come in.
I can come in today. Sorry. When I worked at a restaurant, I was probably like, I think I was 19. And was my first. I worked at a yogurt shop when I was like 16, but then when I was 19,
yogurt boy, I would have had a crush on you.
I had a little orange visor.
Aww,
it was very cute.
Very
honestly,
cute.
Yeah. And a girl asked me out.
I bet they did.
Girl asked me out when I was working there. But at the restaurant,
did you say yes? Who is she?
Who is she? This fucking psycho.
Who is she? Are you still talking to her?
Yes, I text her every day. I say, hey, we just had a baby. My first shift, I accidentally dropped off a like $75 sushi boat to the wrong table.
Oh no.
To a table that ordered like a roll.
And they ate it.
They fucking ate it. And cost the company some money.
I've worked at many restaurants where I've messed up lots.
It just happens.
And have been fired from some.
Yeah, you have. Yeah. That makes you stronger.
Whoops.
Well, speaking of being stronger, Sarah, let's get into our final segment here. Okay. A segment we like to call Get Real.
All right.
Now I want to talk a little bit about we went through like kind of a big trauma, like a big traumatic event, and I don't necessarily want to get into all the details of it because I don't want to use our intense experience for like.
I could talk a little.
But I think we can talk a little bit about it. Do you want to start? Yeah.
Yeah. I had to have an emergency C-section.
Yeah.
And I had like a botched epidural, and it was just very scary.
Yeah.
It was scary, and I thought birth was going to be this easy thing, and it was really hard.
Yeah. And I think that it was like we went into this experience. Obviously, everyone's okay now, and you're healthy, and baby's healthy. But I think that you have this expectation of how it's going to go, and then you're in this scary situation where it's like, the baby was in distress, and I was really scared for you too, because there was also a period where the epidural fucked up early and your heart rate started dropping and your blood pressure started dropping. And it was really fucking scary because I was there and I kind of had to be there while you were like kind of incapacitated. They messed the epidural up and they gave you all this medication. And I'm playing this stupid music again, but no, it was horrible. Like the hospital experience was really horrible.
Yeah.
And then the C-section was really scary. They told me that I might have to go to the ICU unit with our baby right after the C-section. There was a couple different things where they were just like, hey, something could be wrong here. We don't know until we get in there. Yeah. And then they got in there.
And the baby was fine.
And the baby was fine. And we heard him cry. And it was this like crazy experience. And I cracked like a little nut. I hadn't cried. And, since I was 17, and this experience broke me down, and now I'm a little crying baby, and I kind of love that. But it was really scary, and it was hard to see you in pain like that. And then in the days afterward, because they messed up the epidural, you had what's called a wet spot.
It was a wet tap. I think it's basically like spinal fluid leak. You get this thing called an epidural headache, and it was just, I think people get it sometimes, and it just was like your brain sinking, but you're releasing all these hormones, and then you're just given this baby, and I just was ripped open. And like, I thought when I had a baby, it was going to be that movie scene where your water breaks and you go in and it was like not that, and that's okay. A lot of people have this experience, but it was scary, and I'm so glad that we're all okay, but I guess it was just different than what I expected it was going to be, and it's just hard. It was just a difficult thing we went through.
Yeah, fuck. It was like, it was really hard. And I think that, I guess like the advice I would have to anybody is just don't have an expectation. It can go so south so quickly and get so scary.
Yeah, and then it can be really wonderful too. And like,
sure.
hey, but what's most important is that we have like, we're all our health and we're okay. And I love you. And now we're trauma bonded forever.
Oh my God,
you know,
so intense.
and it was hard to see you see me like that because I knew it was affecting you and all that. And I don't have that much hospital experience too, which is lucky, you know. But
no, and I do. And I think that's what made it harder. Like, I think that, I mean, obviously, I was in a lot of hospitals because my brother, and I think it would just brings up that feeling of just being there and being kind of powerless. It's also like, we were just in the hospital for so long. You know, you were there for a full day
and a half, like 30 hours.
Like 30
prior.
hours, and then had to have this emergency C-section because the baby was like in distress, kind of.
Yeah. And then, you know, so then it was 3 days after, and then you're so full of fluids. I was like I was just so huge. I was just like, not only did I gain 70 pounds in pregnancy, which is, you know, whatever, fine. But then I had to be filled up with these fucking fluids. So like, here I am like freaked out. I look at my ankles and they're the size of my head, you know, and that was brutal. My vanity was affected as well.
Yeah. I know. And I'm like, there's such a disconnect too from that experience to now like we're home, and like, yes, it's hard, but I think I just feel this immense gratitude that like we're like in it now, and it's this hard experience, but it's like a hard experience that feels relatable to most parents.
Yeah.
Whereas that experience, it was like, what the fuck are we in? This is like crazy. And it was so scary. And like, God, it was just so
we're
intense.
okay.
Yeah,
and I love you.
And I love you so much. That's the thing is I feel so connected to you.
I love our son, and I love you, and our friends, and you know, hey, back to, you know, that call, say I love you.
Say I love you.
But we got through it and we survived, and it was more difficult than I thought. I thought I was going to have a movie moment, and I did have a movie moment, but just not the movie moment I was thinking.
Not the movie we wanted. I'm like scrubbed in the C-section, and it's like.
And if it was a planned C-section, I think it would have been different. It was just
this rushed like.
Yeah.
And by the way, another fucking weird wrinkle that there were no doctors at the hospital. We needed to have this emergency procedure, and there were no doctors there in the OB unit. So we had to wait for one to answer their phone, and they weren't answering.
Oh,
so it was this horrible
it was just an hour waiting.
Of like, shit is not okay, and we can't do anything about it yet. It was, oh my God, it was so intense.
It was the scariest thing of my life.
Yeah. And thankfully he was okay, and he came out, and like every single test I was like, oh my God, is this going to be some horrible thing? And it was like, no, he was perfect. Like,
he's totally fine. And
totally fine. Every test was good.
And, you know, everything. But, you know, I'm still neurotic now.
Yeah, of course.
Being like, what else? Is there anything wrong with him? And I think that's just parenthood. You're just forever worried. But
my God.
You know, the get real is like, life is just hard.
It's just fucking hard.
Life is hard, man, you know, and we're just getting used to it.
And I mean, you can't really, there's nothing, you can't prepare for it. You just kind of got to ride with the wave. And
sick man, ride with the wave.
We're surfers now, though, in a big way. We kind of surf the wave that is birth.
But we have grown a lot, I will say, you know, trauma or things like this. We are different a little bit, you know.
Do you want to talk about your Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs moment?
You know, even in this trauma and this pain of like on the way to getting the C-section, I did gain 70 pounds and it wasn't feeling my best. I'm so pregnant. And they have to get me from the gurney to the this operating table.
Yeah.
And I've never seen smaller women in my life try to lift me up. I am 5'9.5". I'm a beast at this point. And in a great way. I'm like a Viking woman, you know.
Yeah.
And I think these women were 7 nurses, all under 5 feet.
Right.
I swear to God, they were the 7 dwarfs. And I had an epidural from like my neck down because when you have like a C-section,
you can't move. Yeah.
So I couldn't feel a freaking thing. And they had to pick me up and they all were looking at each other. I'm looking at them and they're all like, So here I am worried about like my son's life. I'm worried about my life, everything. And all I can think of is like, I am so huge. They can't even freaking lift me up. And they were like, can you help? I'm like, what, with my shoulders? Like, how am I going to move on? And they were like, I've never heard women struggle so much to lift someone.
You're so like, come on.
Yeah. I was like, Jesus,
just
can you pretend? Like, can you just get like someone else to help you? They're all like, 1, 2, 3. Just trying to get me on the damn surgical table. I was like, okay, first of all, I'm terrified for my life and my son's life, and I'm humiliated. Yeah. So even in like terrible moments, I found that I was still vain and worried about.
You're still vain. You're still you.
Yeah, it was still me, and being like, this is embarrassing. I can't believe these tiny women couldn't lift me up.
Yeah, absolutely.
So there were some highlights of our crazy birth.
Yeah. Well, I love you so much.
I love you.
And everyone follow Sarah at PizziBon.
Yes.
And I'm psyched for this year. I haven't recorded in the new year until now, but I got a lot of fun things planned for the show. Got a lot of fun, guests.
Gas or guests?
Guests. And I want to do some live shows this year. I'm going to be trying to do a cool merch release a little bit later this year. We got a lot of fun stuff. And I think it's also, there's an interesting thing where I'm like, I get to come back to work and work on this show and all my other stuff. I'm kind of like, I want to build something really cool. So that way Julian grows up with like cool creative parents that have cool stuff that they've built. Little Juju. Little baby James. But James.
Who's James?
Who's James? Anyway, I love you, sweetheart.
I love you.
Thank you for doing this.
Of course.
And
I'm gonna go take a nap.
Out there, I know.
I'm gonna go milk because I'm an udder now.
Sarah's an udder now. Remember out there, everyone, perfection is only a call away.
That was a Headgum podcast.